Okay, I ended up getting the Blu-ray. With any luck, this sucker isn't as scratched as the last one. These things are built to last! Oh, hey there, Tap. You really been sitting in that lazy boy for 2 whole weeks?
Thank whatever deity above. Quick, put it on the movie so the movie can be over and I can finally get out of this chair.
You have tenacity, Tappers, I'll give you that. Whether or not it makes any conceivable sense is beyond the point.
I vowed not to leave this chair until the movie's over, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
SurferClock, movie's here!
Ugh, can't it wait? Tapford and Phineas and I are working on next week's script.
What? Just throw in a couple pop culture references, a wacky sidekick, a ton of explosives, and a few one-liners, and boom, you're done.
Come on, man. It's not that easy. It takes effort to make a good script.
Oh, and some easily downloadable CGI software for special effects.
Oh, yeah, sounds good. Be back in a few, guys.
Wait, what?
Ugh. All right, where are we at?
Okay, so Tapford, Phineas, and Tower Girl all got abducted, and Doc was just about to show us Casablanca.
Of all the films and all the rides and all of Walt Disney World, we had to choose this one.
The sooner this is over, the sooner I don't have to keep hearing half-baked movie quotes.
Reese, you're just mad that we didn't include you.
I invited you guys to the Charlie Chaplin Film Festival last May. I'm just saying a reciprocated gesture would have been nice.
You went to a Charlie Chaplin Film Festival?
There's a Charlie Chaplin Film Festival?
I didn't invite... Oh, that's right. That was a nightmare I once had where I was actually nice to you guys.
Let's just watch the movie.
And now, if you'll turn to the right, you'll see another grand film, the greatest romance of all time, Casablanca.
And there's the front half of the Jungle Cruise plane.
Doesn't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world.
But we'll always have Paris.
However, it doesn't compare to the great symphony of sound and color, the one that revitalized Mickey Mouse's career, the one that made classical music hip and cool again, Fantasia.
Is it true that this scene was supposed to be something else entirely?
Yes! Originally, this was supposed to be the fanciful tornado scene in my personal favorite movie, The Wizard of Oz. The twister would carry you off and away to the magical realm of Oz. And here we are now!
Oh no! Someone's already crushed the witch! Oh, poor Idina Menzel.
Don't worry. I think that's just Adele Dazeem.
Ooh, wicked.
Hello, my diminutive friends of Munchkinland. I bring you good tidings from afar. I dare say a miracle!
It really was no miracle. What happened was just this. The witch began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges...
Who killed my sister? Who killed the Wicked Witch of the East? Was it you? Dude, I think she's talking to you.
Me? What did I do?
You have no power here.
Oh, I don't, do I?
SurferClock! Now be gone, before someone drops a house on you too.
Very well. I'll bide my time. I'll get you, my pretty, and you'll talk too.
Why are all my friends disappearing? What is your mother-loving damage on this mother-loving plane?
Oh, that's right, the song. I'm so sorry.
Goomba, Roomba, zippity-zai, he disappeared in the blink of an eye. You better watch out for wicked witches, 'cause they can be just nasty old
Sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say. So, down the yellow brick road, Dorothy?
Why? She, Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, and Toto are already here at the Emerald City.
So they are. And that concludes the ride. Save for this, my little creation, the compilation of all the greats of cinema.
Like Hitchcock and Spielberg and Oliver Stone,
Shirley MacLaine and Sylvester Stallone.
Francis Ford Coppola and Hepburn and Tracy,
Robert Zemeckis and Martin Scorsese.
Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, Woody Allen and Mia,
Robert De Niro and Eddie Garcia.
Sophia Loren, Barbara Streisand, Joe Crawford, Paul Newman, Rock Hudson, Spike Lee, Peter Lawford, Jack Nicholson, Brando, and Marilyn Monroe. And that's all the people we know. Doc? 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 What's the matter? Why'd you leave the tram?
All I wanted was you here, alone. I didn't want you to bring so many friends. I need to speak to you alone, TAP-G.
Why? What is it?
TAP-G, I'm...
There you are!
SurferClock, you're all right.
In a manner of speaking. And guess what? I found Tower Girl, Phineas, and Tapford. Everyone's fine for the most part. Oh, but this guy, he won't be when I'm through with him.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play coy with me. You orchestrated everything. The ticket, the abductions, everything. When all you had to do was pull TAP-G here aside, like a normal person.
What can I say? I'm theatrical.
Wait, you know what's going on?
We all do, thanks to a little Google search. TAP-G, this man sitting right here in front of you, is your father.
Dude, that is so cliche.
He's right. Son, look, I am your father.
What? Mom said you ran off with Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, that's almost true. I went out one night to catch a deluxe screening of Cleopatra, and your mom locked me out. She didn't believe I could be a parent and a cinemaphile at the same time. I'm a great parent. His first movie ever was Ghostbusters when he was 2 years old.
Well, that's just good parenting.
And that's why I wanted him here. I wanted to finally have a chance to see... my son.
In your large, intricately designed, movie memorabilia-laden abode.
Yes. What did you two think of my humble little home?
Well, I've got to say, as far as Disney dark rides go, this is among the classics. At least the modern classics. TAP-G, are you with us?
Sorry,
No.
I'm just still trying to grasp the fact that I'm standing here with my long-lost father, but if we're doing a ride review, let's do a ride review.
Let's do it.
Okay, I like this ride.
Yes, it's
A lot.
great. Yeah, I mean, and what I really like about it the most is, for a while, you feel like you're in a whole nother universe,
Mhm.
followed by another universe and another universe. My favorite thing about the Great Movie Ride is that it feels so gosh darn immersive.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love classic Hollywood and I love classic cinema, and this is what the original Disney-MGM Studios was supposed to be about, to fully immerse you into a realm of what Hollywood always was, and yet at the same time,
Never will be. Yeah, it's one of those, it is like it's probably one of the greatest history lessons ever given on a Disney ride. That's for darn sure. I mean, you have a lot of great ones. I mean, there's the Hall of Presidents,
Mhm.
there's the American Adventure, there's Impressions de France.
Yep, Rio de Tiempo and Maelstrom.
Yeah, but honestly, this is tops.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, as far as Disney's been doing dark rides for a really long time, this has got to be one of the very best ones.
Every time I get off that ride, I feel like I want to go home and pull up a Charlie Chaplin movie or, Singing in the Rain and something classic just to revitalize why I love old Hollywood the best. You think about Hollywood today and you think of overblown special effects, CGI,
Sequels, reboots.
scandals, corrupt actors and actresses, and things like that, and it just doesn't leave a good feeling. But then you remember what Hollywood was once known as, and it just, as the Muppets put it, it's the magic store.
It really is. And one of the great things is that this little history lesson, it's going to be there, and it's going to endure, thanks in part to a little deal that we just recently heard about from Turner Classic Movies. We've been really excited to, when that news came up, and we've had two thoughts. One, the timing could not have been better, because, hello, look at what we're doing now. Great movie ride. And two, this is going to be the shot that Disney's Hollywood Studios needs to revitalize as the movie park that it once was.
But what you may or may not know, essentially, Turner Classic Movies is now going to sponsor the Great Movie Ride, which is going to include a Robert Osborne-hosted preview of the ride, the pre-show area. They're going to revitalize the queue. They're going to redo the montage at the end, and even a special photo op at the end of the ride. Disney and sponsorships go way back, even in the days of Epcot, and usually this often meant a much better product, so I don't see many ways this could go wrong.
Yeah, I think the only way it could possibly go wrong is if they change too much of the ride.
True.
Now, there has been nothing confirmed that the ride itself isn't going to change necessarily.
At least as of yet.
There's been some rumors swirling, nothing that we really want to touch on right now. But this deal, I think this means a lot more than most Disney fans realize.
Yeah.
Because Turner Classic Movies has been one of those channels that's been out there, and they've been showing a lot of great movies.
Mhm.
This is the first official partnership I think that they have done outside of the whole channel and being on Turner. So, yeah.
My favorite film that's not by Disney is actually 12 Angry Men. First time I saw it was on Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah, they were, for a long time, they were known as just that channel that would show all these great old films. This is actually where I first saw one of my favorite old films, The Incredible Shrinking Man, which is based on a Richard Matheson short story. And I really, that was one of my really first big steps into classic cinema and to, bolster my appreciation of it. So, honestly, TAP-G and I, we owe a lot to Turner Classic Movies.
So, but the question is, before they revamp this ride, what do we think of the attraction in its current state?
Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
Because we were both so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but let's get back to the actual ride itself.
It feels like this attraction was put together with a lot of love and passion of movies into this thing. From the Chinese Grauman Theater to the queue to just the actual sets themselves.
You can just imagine, someone like Caractacus Foster Hinkel,
Right over here.
put this all together as this big loving tribute. But yes, of course, more than one person put their love and time into it.
Yeah. I do like the extra touch that they have of having the cast interact with the show.
Yes. Oh, yes. The cast member performance.
Mhm.
Oh, this can either make or break your great movie ride experience. And I say that, and I don't take it lightly.
No, I mean, it's kind of the same with any attraction that's hosted by a live person. But you can always tell when you have a not-so-great performance coming your way.
I would actually like to know. How so?
It's that one line when they're in the gangster scene, and instead of saying the classic line, "You talking to me? You talking to me?" from Taxi Driver, you hear, "You talking to me? You talking to me?"
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen I've seen some people who don't put as much into it, but it's not just your overall host, but the cowboy and the gangster as well. Whoever ends up taking over your vehicle.
Yeah, they usually have a lot of zeal for what they're doing.
Definitely. And I think it's for this reason that it has the multiple interpretations by the different folks that this can actually withstand multiple rides.
Definitely.
Maybe not one, maybe more than once per day, because it's a lot to take in all at once.
Yeah.
Because it's a surprisingly long attraction,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
About 22 minutes.
Yeah. It's one of those where you really get a lot of value out of your wait time.
Mm-hmm. I fallen in love with this attraction with just what it stands for and what it once was. Is it dated and need a facelift? Yes.
Definitely.
There's a lot of moments and scenes in the film scenes where I'm just we could do without, like maybe not the Footlight Parade, maybe not Tarzan, and it does need at least something to tribute the silent era.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of feel that way. Tarzan did have a lot of films back in the day, but I don't think that necessarily, the number of films doesn't necessarily make something great. We're looking at you, Transformers.
And not to mention, the Disney version of Tarzan, which came out in 1999, does kind of nix the relevance of that.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to think of what could actually replace that, though.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they'll make that the landscape of Pandora for Avatar.
Well, it's a little too soon to tell for now.
Yeah.
But they'll I mean, if it needs to be changed, they'll certainly do something right with it, especially with that new partnership.
Overall, I give this attraction a 4 out of 5. It was one of the first rides I rode when I came to Disney way back in the 90s, and I still love it for what it is, and I'm really looking forward to what Turner Classic Movies is going to do with it.
Yep, and as for now, myself, I want to go ahead and give it a 3.5 out of 5. So, that's a 4 out of 5 from TAP-G, and a 3.5 out of 5 from SurferClock.
Splendid! I assume your glowing critical praise will appear on your podcast?
Like a pretentious blogger on an indie film.
So, TAP-G, just to be clear here, you're fine with this man being your dad?
Well, sure. I've never had a father before. I imagine it's kind of like owning a dog that I had to unrealistically live up to his never impressed expectations to, and consequently resulting him giving me a character trait breaking hug, and tells me he was always proud of me. Or he dies in a wildebeest stampede, either or.
Not even close.
Would your boys mind terribly if I said a few words in regards to the ride?
I guess not.
The Great Movie Ride is wheelchair accessible, handheld captioning and audio description are available. Children must be at least 7 years old to ride, and if not, must ride someone at least 14 years old or older. Do be aware that the ride does have some intense moments and may not be appropriate for kids of all ages.
By the way, where are the others now?
Oh, they're out front, waiting on us. Phineas is all stretched out, Tapford is shrunk down on a TV, and Tower Gripple is a giant blueberry.
What?
What? If we're gonna go all the way on this Willy Wonka thing, let's go all the way.
And I suppose we're about to take off in a great glass elevator. Oh, but don't tell Tower Girl.
Come on, TAP-G. Our work here is done. Let's head home before we get kidnapped by squirrels or something.
I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. I gotta catch up with my Pop-Pop.
Please don't call me that.
Well, at least let me stick around and see what the end credit scene is.
We don't have end credits to have those scenes with.
Who directed this? Zack Snyder?
Son, come here a moment. I can't tell you how happy it makes me that I got to see you again. You are always welcome here, and I am eager to have us catch up. But for now, go ahead. Go do your podcast.
That's sweet, Dad. You're not going to ruin all that sentiment with another movie quote, are you?
One word. Plastics.
What?
What?
Okay, well, I'll come see you soon. See ya.
Take care, lad, and may the Schwartz be with you.
You know, there's one thing I haven't yet figured out. How'd you find out he was my father?
Well, it was a Google search. I found this article that might interest you.
Lifelong friends Rob Reiner and Caractacus Hinkel discuss success of A Few Good Men, May 24th, 1992.
Fifth paragraph down.
Quote, halfway through the interview, we were visited by Hinkel's 3-year-old son, Tapwell Garcia. Rainier casually asked the young Tapwell what he would like to see in a movie. Quote, I want to see a kid traveling the world, and he's looking for a mom and dad, he said. And the lady from Misery is an Eskimo, and the diehard guy's a bunny, and the kid from Good Son has his naked butt on a sign, and the guy from Ghostbusters and Reba McEntire are cowboys. I want to see that, end quote. We all laughed at this frightening bout of vivid imagination, but I noticed Mr. Reiner deep in thought.
Let's just, go home.
Yeah, I agree. Forget it. It's Chinatown.
And see, cut and pick. That's a wrap.